all together, own every inch of that field. We leave it on the field today. Oh, yeah. We're going to look at each other in the eye after this game and say, yeah, we left it on the field. All right? Let's go. Hey, you guys deserve this. You're awesome. Let's go out and play with confidence. Kick some ass. Here we go.
Jeff Tedford, in his very first season at California, has brought confidence to a team he inherited. They were 1-10 last year, already off to a 2-0 start, as is Michigan State. The Spartans come into Spartan Stadium playing in front of 72,000 fans, sparked by a great offense led by Smoke and Fire. Jeff Smoker, the quarterback, and Charles Rogers, the wide receiver, the Heisman candidate, set 4 single-season Michigan State receiving records last year in what was his first year as a college player. Michigan State taking on California here in East Lansing, where the 21st straight sellout crowd is on hand. We have 2 unbeaten ball clubs getting ready to go after each other. First here. Welcome to Spartan Stadium, where the Golden Bears of California will try to run away with their 3rd straight victory of the season. This is a ball club that won only 1 game last year, in town to take on number 15 Michigan State, also unbeaten at 2-0, as we play at Spartan Stadium in East Lansing. And welcome inside the stadium, Pam Ward along with Chris Spielman. And when you talk about Michigan State, Chris, it's all smoke and fire, starting with their quarterback.
Well, you start with Jeff Smoker, and the one thing Bobby Williams is looking for from his quarterback is a little bit more consistency. Just a little inconsistent in the first 2 games, but he is getting better. Now you talk about fire. This is Charles Rogers. Not only is he a great wide receiver, what he does bring to the table is he's 6'4". That means Smoker can throw up a high ball. It's a jump ball. Guess what? He's going to come down more often than not.
Now, when you talk about California, this is a team that won only 1 game last year, twice as many wins already. Jeff Tedford has really changed things.
Well, what he brought to the table was attitude, which brings success, which brings confidence. You're having a team coming in this game at a Big Ten foe on the road, extremely confident. That's something that's Cal been missing for a long time. They have it today.
And one guy who's really benefited from that confidence, quarterback Kyle Bowler. More on him from Rob Stone. Rob?
Thank you, Pam. He was the 1998 Cal State Player of the Year, one of the biggest recruits in the country. Real coup for Cal to get him. Started almost immediately, but his numbers have been dominated by interceptions and sacks, not wins and touchdowns. Confidence was shot. He really lost fun playing the game. Scratch that. Tedford came in and said, we're going to make this guy a priority in our offense and give him all kinds of confidence. They would stack his team during preseason drills, so he was always winning. They call his number early and often, and it's worked. 5 TDs, 0 interceptions, quarterback rating just a shade under 150 through the first 2 games of his senior campaign.
Thank you, Rob. And boy, those completion percentages showing part of the difference in Bowler, who is a different quarterback now as a senior. They're calling for some rain later on today in East Lansing, but right now we have beautiful blue skies, 77 degrees, should get about 3 degrees warmer. We are ready to go. Cal won the toss and will receive. The Golden Bears wearing their away whites, Michigan State in their Spartan green. Kickoff taken by LaShawn Ward. Just scooches over the 20-yard line. They're going to begin at the 22. Taking a look now at the starting lineups, Kyle Bowler was a very heralded quarterback coming out of high school and has been resurrected under new head coach Jeff Tedford. And the backs and receivers, Joe Igber, a little water bug of a tailback, having a good senior season for the Golden Bears.
Yeah, Thompson Quote is a tight end. That's a weapon that's catching the football. He can do some damage.
And there is Bowler. 6 already in Cal passing as he goes in to his senior season. Little play action. They like trick stuff on first downs. That is Igber, and he breaks 3. Breaks free for a first down and is just shoved out of bounds by Jason Harmon. That is a 22-yard gain.
Joe Igber.
Take a look now at the offensive line for California. Jeff Tedford said these guys are comprised just of a bunch of quiet guys who do their jobs. And on defense for Michigan State, Clifford Dukes has the Spartans' one and only quarterback sack.
Brandon McKinney getting his first start. Ohio State powerlifting champion in high school. He's got a lot of power.
Got your Ohio mention in early, Chris.
Yes, I did.
Right at midfield for Cal. Igber takes it up the middle and Started from the 45, actually, of Cal. That gets it close to midfield, a 4-yard gain. The Michigan State linebackers, Mike Labinjo, has been moved to the middle after playing strong side linebacker last year. And both Demario Suggs and Jason Harmon coming back from season-ending ankle injuries that happened back in October of last year.
Yeah, Thomas Reddy is going to be a big factor in containing the quick little Joe Igbar.
2nd and 6 now for the Golden Bears. 4 receivers for Bowler. Looking all the way for McConan, who cut the opposite way of the football. Incomplete.
Intended for 5. McConan incomplete.
You know, the one thing Jeff Tedford told us is they're going to screen a lot. That's their game plan, to get Michigan State running up the field, hit them on screen passes, and they'll do it out of a variety of formations. That's the one thing Kyle Bowler has an advantage of doing, is running different formations, trying to confuse the defense and outflank them.
3rd and 6. Cal 39% so far on the season, converting on 3rd downs. 2 tight ends in for the Golden Bears. Bowler looking for somebody who's open. No one is, so he's just going to eat it and go out of bounds at midfield. And with that is the first time that Cal has failed to score on a possession in the first quarter this season. They had been 6 for 6.
Yeah, Kyle Bowler has to get down because Clifford Dukes just put a stamp of approval on him. He's got to learn how to get down or throw the ball away. It's a good effort, but understand, you're the franchise of this California team. Get your rear end down or get out of bounds quicker.
And Dukes is the guy with the one and only quarterback sack for Michigan State so far. Ezeel Kavanaugh back to field Tyler Fredrickson's punt, which is a short one. Kavanaugh in traffic, doesn't go much further than the 21-yard line. Well, for Michigan State, Jeff Smoker leads the Big Ten in passing. Offensive coordinator Morris Watt says that he has yet to play his best football this season. And converted fullback DeJuan Moss has dropped weight. He's been shifted to tailback this season.
Ezeel Kavanaugh's got a guy to step up to take some pressure off Charles Rogers.
And that has been one of the questions here for Michigan State. If a number 2 receiver can come in and become productive, because Rogers does draw so much attention on the field. The Spartans' first possession of the game. Little play action, and right away go to Rogers. That ball is incomplete. Good coverage by James Bethea. The Spartans' offensive linemen, every single guy weighs at least 300 pounds. Center Brian Otney is the leader in the middle, and he looks like a center.
He's got that nasty, ugly look. He's ready for a fight.
And for Cal, they have 2 talented defensive ends, starting with Tully Bantakane.
Tully has 6.5 sacks in 2 games. He has speed off the corner.
And he gets speed from the other corner as well, from Gustavison. 2nd down, there's Moss. Flag is down as he turns the corner and picks up a couple.
The ball carrier. Flag on the play. Stopped by 19. Watts.
Moss, the converted tailback, had to lose about 30 pounds, and that's a procedure penalty against Michigan State. Big Ten crew, Bill Lamagnier leading the way.
You know, the one thing about DeJuan Moss, he's coming off a thigh bruise, and that's difficult to be a running back because you do take shots from all over in different angles. We'll see his health and effectiveness. They expect him to be 100%.
Illegal formation offense. Not enough men on the line of scrimmage. Penalties decline. 3rd down.
So Cal elects to go with the 3rd and long. For the California linebackers, senior Matt Nixon is the Golden Bears' number 2 tackler. He returned an interception 100 yards for a touchdown in the season opener against Baylor. And Burt Watts, the leader of the Bears secondary.
Yeah, they got to be the water to put out the smoke and fire today if they want to have a chance to win.
A lot of pressure on those guys back there. Jameel Powell, very talented cornerback. Smoker completes to his tight end. That is Eric Knott, the 2nd leading receiver on this Michigan State team behind Rogers.
Eric Knott's a big tight end. They use him as an H-back type of guy, and they'll run a bunch route here, get Knott where he's smart enough to go ahead and at least get close to the 1st down. Smoker's lucky there. That was a great job by Knott of adjusting on the football, turning his hips, catching the ball behind him. The coverage was a little tighter. That's the kind of pass that you see picked off and going the other way.
And they're going to come in and measure to see if indeed Michigan State did get that first down.
Cal was in a man-to-man coverage, and it's a bunch formation. All the receivers are lined up close together. Is awesome for picks when you want to try to get away from man coverage.
And they are about the length of the football short. It is 4th and short. The fans here at Spartan Stadium yell go, but in their own territory early in the game.
Yeah, that's why they're sitting in the seats.
That's right.
And that's why he's got the headphones on.
Here comes the punt team, as you can expect. Bobby Williams, the head coach here at Michigan State, in his 3rd year, is now 15-11 leading this team. He was the first head coach in school history to win his very first 2 bowl games.
They struggled against Rice last week a little bit, and Bobby called everybody out at halftime. They came out and adjusted and handled Rice the second half, but he didn't like that monkey business going on in the first half.
They were down 10-7 at the end.
Yeah, laid the law down.
Jason Daly in to punt for Michigan State, so both teams having a punt on their first possessions. Jameel Powell is the deep man for California. Daly, kind of an interesting California guy we got to visit with for a little while yesterday. Got the puka shells on. Not now. We hope not anyway, as Powell fields it at his 25, and he is immediately dropped by Jeremiah McLaurin, a backup safety and one of the stars of the special teams. 44-yard punt, only a 2-yard return. The Golden Bears have it back. California will get the football back for the second time this afternoon, still scoreless in East Lansing. ABC Sports today has more college football, a regional doubleheader, 3:30 Eastern. This should be good. Number 8 Ohio State takes on Washington State, or else you get Southern Cal against Colorado. Others will see Mississippi, Texas Tech. Then at 8 Eastern, Nebraska goes against Penn State, or number 2 Texas takes on North Carolina. Check your local listings or ESPN.com keyword ABC Sports for the games in your area. Some terrific out-of-conference games for Big Ten schools today, including this one here, and boy, Ohio State and Washington State, where our game day crew is. That should be a good one as well.
Yeah, much like this game, it's a barometer game for both those teams as well.
Both coaches here talking about this, with all due respect to their first 2 opponents, that this could tell them a lot. There's Igber again. The little guy gets a little bit of room and scooches past the 30-yard line.
By 44.
California coming in this season with wins over Baylor, beat them 70-22, and then last week beat New Mexico State 34-13. And you see the first quarter points, Chris. Cal 52, and Michigan State has yet to allow any.
Yeah, they've preached in Cal, along with their attitude and confidence, about getting a fight started, and that's what they need to do on the road. They can do it home. Can they do it on the road?
Now in their second possession here of this half, and that is McConan, Jonathan McConan, with the first down catch.
Bowler's pass.
Well, Pam, what they're doing is they're reading a zone coverage with the corners playing off, and it's a cover 3 coverage or an 8-man front, and the safety's up. Kyle Bowler's coming up to the line of scrimmage. He's finding the safety, and he's going to attack the weak part of the defense, which is when the corner's all alone, off in deep third. You just run a little hitch route, turn it upfield, and get 5 yards. If it's there, you take it all day when you're as efficient as Kyle Bowler is throwing the football.
Just enough room in front. 64% of his passes, remember, he has completed coming into this game. Mandarino, the fullback, in front of Igber, who gets it again. Igber not much room that time as Thomas Wright, the strong safety, makes the tackle.
Well, the difference between New Mexico State's and Baylor's, you have team speed on this Michigan State defense, and it's going to be very difficult for Joe Igber to run outside, especially when you have Thomas Wright coming up from the safety position. Now, if we can get clean hits and not get personal fouls, they'll be even better off. But as far as the schematics of things, that was well-played defensive Michigan State, well executed.
Personal foul, spearing on the defense. 15-yard penalty, tacked on to the end of the run. Automatic first down.
Definitely not what Bobby Williams is looking for from his team. They did a good job of stopping Igber after a minimal gain, but that's 15 more yards, and California is into Michigan State territory.
We'll see right here if the penalty's coming up at the very end. Yeah, he can't lead with his head. If you're gonna jump on the pile, which I was famous for JOPing, come in with forearms. Don't come in with your head.
That's a JOP, a JOP. Jumping on the pile. Just don't use the head. Kevin Vickerson used his head, but not wisely. Bowler to the outside. That pass is complete to Jeff MacArthur for another California first down.
Well, the one thing that I'm noticing with this Cal offense and the timing between the wide receivers and quarterback is outstanding. Bowler will release this football before MacArthur makes his break. He's going to throw it to a certain point, and it's right on the numbers. MacArthur does a good job of getting extra yardage, and he sees people coming to hit him. He says, let me get down and secure the football. Timing is everything when you run a pro-style passing offense like the Cal Bears do.
That was a 17-yard gain for Cal. Now on the 29. Bowler looking for MacArthur again, and he overshoots him. Bowler got a little bit of room away from, or rather MacArthur did, away from Robert Nelson, but the pass was not on target.
Yeah, MacArthur ran a great route, and he had him open. Just be a little bit more patient because that route took a little bit more time because it was a post corner. What MacArthur was doing was running to the post. He turned Nelson around. They came back to the corner or the pylon in the end zone. That's the one Kyle wishes he would have had back. That would have been a big game. But they will come back to that because he was open.
2nd and 10 now for the Golden Bears. MacArthur and McConan to the left of Bowler. Igber with a good block, and that is incomplete. Again, going for MacArthur. And MacArthur is a guy who might kind of personify the frustration that Cal had last year. He missed the entire season. He shredded his right triceps when he put his arm through a window in frustration and anger over football.
Yeah, it's only a game. And, it took me a while to learn that, but it is only a game. But that's all right. Now, I would say Joe Igber just put his stamp of approval on Brandon Nelson. Brandon Nelson came on the corner blitz, and Igber whacked him. And down goes Frazier.
Remember, Igber's listed as 5'8", 190. He's probably neither. 3 receivers to the left of Bowler on 3rd and 10. Rush coming, and he just has to throw that one away. Good defensive pressure by the Spartans, led by Mike Labinjo and Wright, the safety.
Well, on this telecast, you're going to hear me preach it, and Bill Miller, the defensive coordinator, will preach it. Anytime you're in 3rd, 7+, all teams now are blitzing, forcing you to hot read or hot throw. If you throw deep, you're forcing an overthrow, hopefully. If they throw in front of you, you make the tackle and you get off the field. That's a good call by Bill Miller, running the blitz on 3rd and long, forcing California to throw hot.
So Mark Jensen steps onto the field for his field goal attempt, his career-long, a 45-yarder that he hit at Washington State last season. This would be a new career high for Jensen. And the kick fades away. California now 0 for 2 on its drives here in the first quarter. Jeff Tedford's club zips it with Michigan State. Welcome back to East Lansing, Michigan, where 2-0 Michigan State so far scoreless against 2-0 California. And we talked about Charles Rogers, the smoke and fire combination, just 1 away from tying the consecutive games with a touchdown catch record held by 3 guys, 2 of whom Randy Moss and Desmond Howard. Moss, of course, a great pro for Minnesota. Desmond winning the Heisman, and Rogers' name has been mentioned as a Heisman candidate this year. This is Michigan State's 2nd possession. DeJuan Moss, the tailback, gets some room on the right side. And then great second effort. Give him an 8-yard gain.
Yeah, it was great effort because there was good blocking downfield. But I'm going to tell you again, if you're going to come up and make a tackle, you got to bring your feet and come with some bad intentions. Don't come with nice intentions. You see right here, you want to have a guy come up and Powell tries to make a tackle, but he doesn't wrap his arms. Good contact. And DeJuan Moss is one of those thick lower-legged guys built like a Weeble kind of. They wobble, but they don't fall down. And he's powerful. You got to hit him and wrap him up.
Bert Watts is on the field for Cal, a senior free safety. And as he is attended to by the staff of Cal, we will take a break here at Michigan State. Bert Watts is lying down, being looked at now as he is helped from the field. Let's see what happened to him, Chris.
Yeah, well, if you want a good running game, you need to block safeties downfield. That produces long runs. And you'll see Randall coming in and cut blocking, which is perfectly legal. Now, Bert's got to use those things attached to the end of his arms called his hands to protect himself, to keep those blockers from his legs.
So he is out. Jeremy Drake now has come in, the backup free safety. Give it right back to Moss, and he is met with authority at the line of scrimmage. Marcus Daniels, the middle linebacker, getting him. Let's go to the studio and Reese Davis.
All right, Pam, we'll start our cut-ins on the day, checking in on Miami and Temple. Miami, maybe a little bit of a hangover in the first couple of minutes, but Dorsey, as he's going down, dumps it off to Kellen Winslow. Winslow wouldn't get in, but a couple of plays later, Willis McGahee would. McGahee had a huge day against the Gators, and the Canes are rolling 7-0.
All right, Reese, I'm sure we'll hear from Reese and several other cut-ins during the day, and that should be a relatively easy time for the Hurricanes, coming off an incredibly impressive win against Florida. 3rd and 1 after that Moss carry. Randall, the tight end, in motion. Smoker rolling out to Randall. He has him for the first down. And that is the first catch of the year for Randall, who is known mostly as the blocking tight end for the Spartans.
Yeah, you're right, Pim. He is the blocking tight end, so California kind of disregarded him as a receiver, and they set it well up in play action. What they're going to do is run people off there. He's going to hit in the flat. He's going to be wide open, and Smoker taking patience. He is open. Randall does a good job. You see him look that ball in? He looked it in, both eyes, caught it with both hands. Good job by Jason Randall finding the open area, and Smoker recognizing where the weakness was.
Well, Randall with his first catch of the year. 1st and 10 now from the 46 of Cal. Moss going left, cuts inside. And the Cal run defense doing a pretty good job so far of keeping him.
I'm going to show you something on the replay here where California plays their defense. They're going to play what they call a cock nose. That means he's offset. You see right here? He's offset, and he's got this gap right here, and he's going to stretch the line of scrimmage. He does a good job of forcing that ball to go side and gets a hand on the slow up for the linebacker to come in and clean it up. That's how you execute defensive line play. That's a good job by the cocked nose, who plays on the shoulder of the center, or a one technique. Either or, you can call it either or. One technique is a little more professional than the cock nose, I think.
That sounds a little less. As that ball is just thrown up in the air in the direction of Zeo Kavanaugh, but was incomplete as Kavanaugh was covered nicely by Jameel Powell. Let's go to Rob Stone on the field. Rob?
Well, Pam, just a quick update on starting free safety for Cal, Bert Watts. It took that hit. He's up on the sidelines running around with the trainer right now. They're calling it a contusion to his right knee, and they're saying he should be back.
Thank you. And the less formal name of contusion would be bruise.
There you go.
Bruise knee. So he should come back, right, Chris?
Yeah, I would.
Come on back and play. 3rd and 9.
Tape an aspirin to it. We'll be all right.
3 receivers to the right.
Bunch formation.
Smoker going deep for Rogers, and it is incomplete. Rogers wants a flag, but he won't get it. James Bethea was on the coverage.
Yeah, that one's on Jeff Smoker. Again, they had that bunch formation, and what they'll do is try to confuse the coverage because it was man-to-man coverage and isolate Charles Rogers one-on-one, which they did get. Now, Jeff has got to lead him inside. There's no safety in the middle to help Bethea. Lead him inside and let Charles run under it. He let him outside. Poorly thrown ball by number 9. See, they're talking. They're saying, my fault, Charles. I won't do that again. We'll come back to it, and I'll hit you for 6 next time.
Boy, anytime you see him one-on-one with anybody, you figure your eyes just got to light up. Jameel Powell back to get Jason Daly's punt, his 2nd of the day. Staring into the sunshine, Powell gets a good block and has a lot of green space in front of him. Can Daly, the punter, catch him? No, he can't, and California's on the board.
Jameel Powell, number 1, with the punt return for the touchdown.
That is a 90-yard punt return for Powell.
Yeah, no hankies on the field either, and I'm going to tell you, that's how the halo rule hurts punt coverage team. Because if there is no halo rule, that ball would have been fair caught. Now, you won't see fair catches in college football because the guys have the opportunity to return them. Powell using speed. The return team for the Cal Bears never quit on the play. They set up a wall, and he was gone.
Powell had a 31-yard punt return earlier in the season, averaging about 8.5 per punt coming in. His average skyrocketing after that 90-yard return for the touchdown. Dave Rayner in to see that extra point attempt by Mark Jensen. My fault. Jensen knocks it through. And California, after that terrific run back by Jameel Powell, has a 7-0 lead.
See, the halo rule is that the defense has to give the punt returner 2 yards to catch the ball. If that rule was not in effect, that would have been a fair catch. Now here you see all the Cal Bears going to the next level, getting blocks. You're going to see a great block right here. Getting the punter out of the way, and then it's off to the races. It's a great job by Powell staying with the play. Great job by the whole punt return team of staying with the play and not looking to block somebody behind Powell, but going to the next level upfield to get blocks and knock them out. All about the kicking game.
Another Cal guy is down. In the meantime, let's go back to Reese Davis.
Okay, Pam, Tropical Storm Hannah's unleashing her fury on Howard's Rock and Clemson, so you must be able to run the ball in the rain. Clemson's up 3-0. Willie Simmons, a little inside handoff to the flanker, Derek Hamilton, and Derek showing off some moves. Laundry stroke. Look at Willie Simmons, number 7, quarterback getting down the field. Look at Willie. Sealing the man off, got his head in front. He can read his name on the back. Don't hit him, it's 10-0. But of course, Georgia Tech has the nation's leading scorer in touchdowns in Tony Hollins. Chan Gailey saw this guy in the defensive backfield in the spring, and now he's a running back, breaking tackles against John Lovett's defense and going to the house from 72 yards out is 10-6.
All right, Reese. Wow, lots of stuff going on so far down at Clemson. That's Chris Murphy, who is being looked at now on the sidelines. Coming up tonight at 7:45 Eastern Time on ESPN. U.S. Postal Service will bring you Maryland taking on Florida State. Chris Ricks and the number 5 Noles coming into College Park. For more on our upcoming games, log on to ESPN.com, keyword schedule. It'll be a long night for the Terps.
One thing I've noticed in college football is the poor play on special teams. We see it week in and week out, returns being returned for touchdowns.
That was a huge one by Powell. This is Jaron Hayes on the kickoff, and he creates some excitement here at Spartan Stadium, getting up to the 37. We are in East Lansing, Michigan, where Cal has taken a 7-0 lead on number 15 Michigan State. Pam Ward, Chris Spielman, and Rob Stone joining you. If you're just joining us, you missed an electrifying punt return by Jameel Powell. 90 yards, 4th longest in Cal history, the 2nd longest ever against Michigan State. The 1st longest was a 92-yarder. A guy by the name of Lynn Swan did it with Southern Cal back in '72. And Powell now will go back to his full-time job, which is playing right corner for the Golden Bears.
Cal's stacking that line of scrimmage. You got to get Charles Rogers involved in your offense one way or another here.
Smoker under pressure is able to get it to Rogers, who can't hold on. Usually he'll hang on to those things. Powell on the coverage.
You'll see that's you see coaches in big huddles on the sidelines. You know that, okay, we got to start. Let's get them the football. They have an opportunity. And again, you got to bring that in. If you're a Heisman candidate and All-American, which Charles Rogers is, that's a catch you need to make. He's going to get hit. Don't worry about the hit. Just secure the football. Then you can get your yards after. But secure the football first before you start looking around to make some moves.
You see the numbers for Rogers even more staggering, considering, again, that his collegiate career is 1 season plus now his 3rd game of his 2nd season. 2nd and 10 after that incompletion. Out to Moss, and he breaks 3 for the 1st down. Into Cal territory. James Bethea tackling him at the 38.
Michigan State outflanked him. Why? You'll see a great block right here. You're going to see the big tackle come out and cut the linebacker. Now he's supposed to get up and make the play. He's too late to cover the pitch, and DeJuan Moss rumbling downfield. Getting up positive yards. Great read by Jeff Smoker, not known as an option quarterback, delivered the pitch and recognizes that DeJuan Moss had open territory to go.
Moss had 136 yards, a career high in the season opener. Only 25 yards last week. He got 25 plus just on that carry. Moss again, this time to the right. Worked to the left and worked a little bit to the right. Let's take it back now to Reese Davis.
All right, Pam, and I think the can of whooping is going to be applied in Philadelphia, Miami, and Temple at 7-0. Ken Dorsey firing out there. Kevin Beard, touchdown that came after a fumble on the kickoff, 14-0. Illinois looking for its first win, so is Arkansas State for that matter. Scoreless in the first quarter. John Butcher, as Turner's looking for any kind of play from the quarterbacks, finding Walter Young, 7-0, the Illini on top.
Lance Reese and boy, Ron Turner going ahead and making that move after starting Dustin Ward for the first 2 games of the season. Butcher's the QB. Smoker to Rogers, makes a great catch. A flag is down on the interference call, but Rogers caught it anyway.
Yeah, we talked about it, Pam. We said when it came out for this series that they got to get Charles Rogers involved, and that play was a one-man route to Charles Rogers on a post. That time Smoker delivered the ball inside so Charles can run it. He made a great catch. Why? Because he had Bethea hanging on him. Still was able to catch the football. You'll see right here, he's throwing the ball inside to a spot right there. See that spot right there? And that's where Rogers does a great job concentrating. See, Bethea's going to get his hip, but it doesn't stop Rogers. That's a great job. And caught the ball with his hands first. Great throw, great catch, well executed. Now you're going to get a dose of DeJuan Moss.
That was a 31-yard gain, the first catch of the day for Rogers. 3 tight ends in for Michigan State. Moss up the gut, and he is snuffed just short of the goal line. Moss's 7th carry already. He's got 45 yards. Rogers taking a little bit of a break there on the sidelines. Just an electrifying player to watch.
This is a great athlete. And again, with his height, reach, he's a difficult weapon to stop. Now, right now, if you're California, a little concerned because up front, the bigger white pants are starting to beat the big gold pants.
It's all about the big pants in this category, in this part of the field. 2nd and goal. Pitch it back. It is fumbled away by Moss. California says they have it, and the Golden Bears do. Matt Nixon, the linebacker, on top of the fumble.
Yeah, Matt Nixon did a great job because he recovered the fumble with his face in the dirt. And again, you got a ball security. That's why a lot of coaches don't like throwing pitches down there. Look, his face in his dirt. He's got it in one hand and he's fighting for that ball and does a good job. But a lot of coaches don't like to have the ball in the air because of that reason right there. Turnovers. Matt Nixon, penetration. Being aware with the football in, while he had an eye full of grass and some dirt up his nose, was able to reach out, find the ball, bring it in. That's a great job by Matt Nixon right here, baby. That's how you win football games. Compared to -17 to +7 this year, that is how you win football games, especially on the road.
Only one team, there were 115 Division I football teams last year, and Cal was 114th with -17. That was a huge, huge turnover. So the Golden Bears get it at the 5. Bowler from his own end zone has to throw up a lollipop, and that is incomplete. Mike Labinjo with the big pressure on Bowler.
It was big pressure, and that's a route that takes time. It was an out and up, trying to get Michigan State to jump on the out route. MacArthur taking it upfield on takeoff, but Labinjo was able to get in, break pressure, force a quick throw. Bowler does a nice job and makes a good decision. There, nobody blocks Labinjo. Now he's going to get a hand up. Bowler has to throw off his back foot. Anytime you throw off your back foot, you're not going to be accurate.
Labinjo led this team with 5 sacks last year. 2nd and 10. Igber up the middle, gives Cal a little bit of breathing room as he lunges forward just short of the 10. Marquise Wedlow on the stop.
Now, Cal, you like that play. That was a good job of a lead block in there by the tight end in motion. Brandon Hall leading up on Labinjo and able to pick up 6 yards. Why it's a good job, though, you're in a manageable 3rd down. It's not 3rd and 10. You're 3rd and 5. And again, Cal's a screen football team. They like to run screens.
3rd and 5 right now for the Golden Bears. Igber has 5 catches on the season coming into today's game. He is the running back. He stays to block. That's a completion to LaShawn Ward. 1st down as Ward picks up 10.
When you play man-to-man coverage, you got to make a decision. Are you going to play press coverage? That means you're going to play tight to the wide receiver, or are you going to play off? The wide receiver's route is determined on where this guy lines up on the wide receiver. If he's off, he's going to run a little outcut just like he did right there. And if you got a quarterback that can deliver an outcut like that, it's very difficult to stop. Now, next time Michigan State blitzes, they might want to press him and force him to throw a takeoff, which is a more difficult ball to complete.
Good enough for the 1st down. Good play action by Bowler. Throws it to Mandarino, his fullback, who can't gather it in. And Mandarino is a walk-on who got his scholarship a week before the season opened. His father, Paul, played fullback and linebacker here at Michigan State back in the 70s.
Demario Suggs did a good job of holding his coverage. They want to cover 2. That means the corner has a flat coverage. He played disciplined football against Bill Miller, the defensive coordinator at Michigan State, said they must play discipline against this team. That time he did. Even if he would have caught the ball, he would have been smacked right in the chops.
Mandarino has 3 catches on the season, unable to come up with his 4th. 2nd and 10. Bowler nowhere to go, decides to take off, and he is met head-on by Ronald Stanley. Loses 3 yards on that play.
Ronald Stanley.
Talk about different formations. What Cal tried to do that time was get Joe Igbar lined up as a wide receiver, and they had matchup with Thomas Wright. Now, Joe Igbar's out here to the right. You can't see him in your picture. See, Kyle wants to go to him. He's not there. Kyle makes a good decision, though. Tucks the ball in, protect it, get as many yards as you can, live to play another down. Watch that little right-hand cross there. You're not in a boxing match, you're in a football game.
Stanley perhaps fortunate to get away with not being penalized. 3rd and 13. Bowler with a little screen to Igbar. See if his legs can do it, and instead he steps out of bounds. California. Have to punt.
By 21, Broderick Nelson.
A rather conservative play call there on 3rd and long, and the Golden Bears will punt it away again.
Yeah, Michigan State did a good job of pursuing to the football, and Minjo was coming for the cleanup, and they used this thing right here, the sidelines. That's their 12th defender. There's no place to go. They cut him off.
So Tyler Fredrickson in to punt for the Golden Bears. Zil Kavanaugh alone on his 40 to try to bring it back for Michigan State. Kavanaugh lets it bounce in front of him, and it takes a Cal roll and will be touched down at the 33. Mike McGrath down there to get it. There's a flag on the play. We welcome the men and women of Operation Enduring Freedom and Operation Northern Watch watching us on the American Forces Network, especially those of you watching from the Magic Carpet Lanes. It's a bowling center on Incirlik Air Base in Turkey. We thank you sincerely for all that you do. And I hope you're having a good time bowling and watching this game.
You think they got to wear the shoes at the military base? I don't think so.
An infraction here against Cal. Bowling shoes in Turkey. We have kind of red, white, and blue ones here. What would they be in Turkey?
Green and red.
Colors, yeah.
Illegal shift on the kicking team. The man that went in motion came off the line of scrimmage. 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
Well, that is a no-no, and Michigan State is going to have Fredrickson punt the ball again.
Sometimes you try to out-formation yourself, and what happened was he came from the line of scrimmage and shifted to off the line of scrimmage. If he would have been off the line of scrimmage to start and shifted, he would have been all right. Now, what that creates is better field position for Michigan State. Now, Kavanaugh's got to field the football. There's no excuse not to field the football with that 2-yard halo rule. Even if it bounces, run back and pick it up.
Kavanaugh will have a second chance. Fredrickson this time will get the snap from around his own goal line. His first punt went 30 yards. That one, sort of a semi-shank. Kavanaugh does field it and is brought down pretty much in his tracks. After a 37-yard punt, give him a 2-yard return.
Yeah, but about a 17-yard difference in field position, positive for Michigan State because he fielded on the bounce.
Kavanaugh, one of these starting wide receivers. He's from Brossard, Quebec, coming down to the States to play his collegiate football, came into this game with 23 career receptions. And again, Michigan State hoping to find someone to take some of the pressure off of Charles Rogers. Find a good, solid number 2 receiver. Michigan State trailing 7-0, taking over on its 49. Smoker looking downfield towards Rogers, and he gets it. One-on-one coverage against Bethea. A flag is down in the Michigan State backfield.
We have a flag on the play.
Roughing the passer against Cal.
Well, Bethea has his work cut out from him at 5'11". He's covering 6'4" Rogers. He gave him a lot of respect there. Rogers just took it like he was going on a takeoff, which means a deep route down the field. Broke it to the out. Smoker delivered the football. Nice throw.
Roughing the passer. Defense. Half the distance to the goal. Automatic first down.
See if the ball's thrown. Yeah, you got to come off of that a little bit. Watch the route I'm talking about. So he's going to run a takeoff down the field like he's going to go deep. Now he settles down. Nice job of footwork. Plants off his inside foot. Secures the catch out of bounds. That's tough to cover for Bethea because you know you got a deep threat. A guy that can run in 6'4". You're 5'11". Big height advantage.
Boy, that's tough. Anybody one-on-one against Rogers. Josh Beckham was the guy who got in late on Smoker. Beckham is the son of a high school football coach.
I know that feeling.
I think his dad might talk to him about that. So after the 21-yard gain, you tack on the 15 yards for the personal foul. Michigan State going to take its first timeout as they will go first down from the 15.
So we wasted a timeout because nobody can line up, and that's communication. That's why the coach see that. He's mad. He said, you know, didn't we go over this about 19,000 times in the meeting? When I call a formation, line up and then get it going. We don't want to waste timeouts.
But they do, and we'll discuss it because they have to. Tomorrow night, the Steelers defense has to pick it up a little bit. Rich Gannon, Tim Brown, Jerry Rice, and Oakland Raiders will be their opponents. Jerome Bettis and Cordell Stewart hope for a better showing than we saw against New England. Coverage begins with NFL Primetime, presented by Miller Lite, 7:30 Eastern Time tomorrow night. ESPN and ABC, your exclusive home for primetime football. California leading Michigan State 7-0 on a 90-yard punt return by Jameel Powell, and it's a turnover. Michigan State deep in its own territory. DeJuan Moss unable to hold on to a pitch. And as you see, the numbers much more favorable on the ground for Michigan State, but they have no points to show for it so far.
Well, the one thing I've noticed, I don't know how confident, we're talking about the confidence, a big part of California and their mentality, but I don't see that confidence in running the football. They've been throwing the ball an awful lot. Now, I'm a big fan of throwing the football on first and second down, but there has to be some kind of run threat involved if you want to be successful throwing the football. I'm throw first, run second, but they're throwing first and throwing second. Mix it up a little bit more.
Well, their offensive coordinator is George Cortez, like everyone else on this staff in their first year here at Cal. And Cortez, like head coach Jeff Tedford, had a lot of experience coaching in the Canadian Football League, where the run game is not
limited.
Even very limited because of the 3 downs.
He said you had to get used to that. You see Michigan State's selection, they're even, they're 50-50.
Tedford said you had to get that back in your head that you have to run and you have to think about running situations, because in Canada they're almost always passing situations. First and 10 after that timeout that Michigan State would rather have not taken. It's not the tight end in motion. Smoker looking for Rogers in the end zone. That is a flag, no doubt about it. Powell all over him. And if Rogers isn't catching the ball, he's at least forcing you to draw a penalty on him.
Well, what they're doing is they're trying to play him man-to-man. That's a difficult decision, and Smoker is aware of that, and he looked right to Rogers right away because of the press coverage. So what Rogers right here, see, that's press coverage. See how tight he is? They're going to run it right now. What he's going to do is run up here and out, try to get away from the receiver. He beat him to the corner. As you'll see, it was a good throw, and Powell has no choice but to get in his face. Now, if I'm a defensive back, what you want to do is you want to look and lean. So you want to turn when that ball's coming. Now turn and look. Look for the football. Then bump him with your behind. If you bump him with your backside, they're not going to call interference if you're looking and going for the football. When his hands go up, that's when you look and lean. You got to lean into him to get your contact, and usually you won't get called for interference.
He did all sorts of things wrong there. First and goal from the 2. Michigan State's best scoring opportunity so far in this game. And Smoker's going to look to throw. Banticane can't get him, but eventually a sea of Golden Bears, including Marcus Daniels. Burt Watts also among those in there. And that one just didn't look good from the outset.
They had a lot of big bodies in there trying to say, okay, we're going to run the football. Then they tried to run a little bunch route with 3 guys and flood an area with wide receivers. Jeff Smoker did a good job of making the decision not to throw the ball. He could have thrown away, tried to pick something up with his feet, but got caught.
So now 2nd and goal. They go back 2 yards to the 4. Smoker again looking to pass. And nobody is open. Terrific play by Jamal Cherry. So Michigan State is going backwards. They had it 1st and goal from the 2, and now 2 consecutive sacks have pushed them back to the 19.
Yeah, that's a mental error on Smoker. If you're in the grasp, you're outside the pocket or the tackle box, throw the ball up to Sparty. Sparty has good hands. So that's the mascot. He'll catch it, but get rid of the football because you do not want to give up field position, and that's what they're doing. But that wasn't a physical error. That was their inside that helmet's brain. That was a mental error.
Wow, so 3rd and goal from the 19. 4 receivers in there. They got to go for the end zone now. Look for Rogers. It's picked off by Bethea. So twice now, Michigan State has gotten close to the goal line, and twice they have turned the football over.
Yeah, you want to go to Charles Rogers, but you don't want to force the ball to Charles Rogers. B.J. Lovett was sitting right in front of Rogers. That was open at the 5-yard line. He tried to force it to Rogers. Guess what? Bethea says, I know you're trying to go to Charlie Rogers. I'm not even going to regard B.J. Lovett, but I'm going to stick back on Rogers. Smoker made a bad decision. Read the field. See, look, I'm open. Throw it to me. I'm right there. I'm wide open. But no, he tried to force it to Rogers. Bethea said, I know where you're going with the football. Now protect that ball because Charles is a smart guy. He tried to strip it out of there.
Namdi Asamoah was back there too. Bethea, physical cover corner guy, comes up with his first interception of the season, and Cal takes over from the 5. Give it to Igber, and the little guy keeps motoring forward for the California first down. Let's go back to Reese Davis.
Okay, Pam, and Miami is taking care of business. Willis McGahee will go in for the 2nd time of the day early in the 2nd quarter. Temple's playing hard. Obviously, they're just outmanned. It's 21-0 in that game. And we've talked all day about how it's a big afternoon for the Big Ten. You guys have a Big Ten preseason favorite struggling, and look at what Northern Illinois is doing in Camp Randall, up by a field goal in the 2nd quarter on Wisconsin.
How about Northern? We will have Wisconsin next week in Madison against Arizona. Another Pac-10 Big Ten matchup. Igber, after a 14-yard gain, gets a couple there.
That's a great job of gap responsibility by the Michigan State defense. What I mean by gap responsibility, again, it's the 8-man front theory that every guy will have a gap except the safety. He's the on-block player. That time down right here, see everybody, he's got this gap, he's got this gap, he's got this gap, he's got that gap. There's the on-block player. Nobody can block him. Why? Because they don't have enough people. That was a great job of executing by Bill Miller and his defensive unit.
Another good job there by the tight end, Brandon Hall, who came up with a nice block at the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 8. Igber muscles his way for another 2. Ronald Stanley coming up with the stop. Michigan State has not done well in the red zone. First, DeJuan Moss can't hold on to the toss, and then Smoker throwing into double coverage. James Bethea with the pick.
You got an opportunity to put points on the board. You can't let that go, and that'll drive a head coach crazy. And those were mental errors, and mental errors by his quarterback, Smoker. Bobby said yesterday one thing he's hoping Jeff will start doing is being a little bit more consistent. And the one thing a quarterback wants, or a coach wants in his quarterback as far as consistency goes, is making good, solid decisions, not turning the ball over.
So they have turned the ball over twice in the red zone as the first quarter comes to an end. Jameel Powell with a 90-yard punt return, a couple of big Spartan turnovers. It's 7-0 Golden Bears. California up 7-0 after 1 quarter of play as they have scored on the special teams. Jameel Powell with a 90-yard punt return and 2 red zone turnovers from Michigan State. 3rd and 6 from the 23 for the Golden Bears. 5 receivers for Bowler. There's LaShawn Ward, and he is stopped well short of the first down.
LaShawn Ward.
Greg Taplin, defensive end, coming up to make the stop.
And that will bring up
Greg Taplin. Thomas Wright does a good job of beating the block of the offensive tackle coming out, trying to get a piece of him. That's how you stop that split receiver screen, with pursuit from the inside and the corner beating a block from the offensive lineman coming down the line of scrimmage to try to kick him out.
The Michigan State defense doing its job so far this afternoon. Tyler Fredrickson in for his third punt. It's good air under that one. Kavanaugh gets it at his 27. He is dropped down at the 34, where Michigan State takes over. Here's Reese Davis.
Well, Pam, I feel a little bit like Paul Goodwill from the Weather Channel, but Tropical Storm Hannah wreaking havoc down in Auburn. Vanderbilt and Auburn. Carlos Dansby, how many big plays does this guy make? Just knocks it away from Jay Cutler. I'll take that. Touchdown for Dansby. The Tigers on top 7-0 in the first.
Good job, meteorologist Reese. We had Tropical Storm Faye down in Hattiesburg last week, dumped some rain on our Southern Miss Illinois game. And now another one down there in the southern part of the country. Beautiful day here in East Lansing so far, as Jeff Smoker and the Michigan State offense tries to get something going. They've been great until they've gotten down into the red zone. Smoker decides not to pitch and instead hits the dirt. John Clacci, the middle linebacker.
by 56, John Clacci.
Well, you play a little bit disciplined defense on that option. They got burned on the last option, and Clacci got cut off by Stephon Wheeler, the tackle. This time he beats the offensive tackle, takes his responsibility, and does not give Smoker an option to pitch the football. Well-disciplined play by Cal defense.
And Clacci is one of several former walk-ons on this team, and the most experienced linebacker coming in. Also a second-team all-academic Pac-10 player. Smart guy and a linebacker. That's a rare combination. Rogers with a first down catch near midfield.
Is that a shot?
A little bit of a shot. Those Cal guys are smart, man. That's a tough school. Second catch for Rogers.
It's good protection right there by the big pants. They do a good job. Smoker again throwing the outcome. But you know what? California's going to give him his yards. What you want to do is secure the tackle once he catches the football. Like Bethea has a good break on the football and secures the tackle. But they're going to give Charles Rogers his yards. They understand that. He's a great player.
Make it the third catch for Rogers. First down right at midfield. Moss gets a good block and is able to pick up 3.
Juwan Moss, the ball carrier.
Now looking at this from a novice's point of view, I see single coverage on Charles Rogers, and I'm thinking, why not put 2 guys on?
Well, here's what you're doing. You're playing 8-man front because you know Michigan State has the ability to run the football. Now your 8-man fronts, that has to match up what you're doing behind. You only have 3 people behind, so they're trying to play man and zone and trying to disguise which one they're playing. When they play zone, Rogers runs the out cut. When they play man, he reads that. He either runs a takeoff or a deeper route to try to beat the man coverage.
Right now, Jameel Powell is the guy on him. Single coverage, Powell on Rogers. Smoker sees it, but cannot get out of the grasp of the Cal defense.
Well, if Cal's going to be successful and to get pressure on the quarterback and not blitz or zone blitz every time they do get pressure, they need to get it with their 4-man rush. That time, Tully Banacane and Goose Davison come in with a 4-man pressure. That way they can drop 7 behind, take the underneath routes away. That's when you get doubles on Charles Rogers. You have the corner play outside, the safety sitting on him inside. Smoker looked to him, but 4-man pressure got to him before he could deliver the football.
Wang Wu lost his helmet, and Banacane had 4.5 sacks and a forced fumble last week against New Mexico State. Continues to wreak havoc. Smoker now out of the shotgun on 3rd and 15. Oh, high snap. Plenty of time, but terrific coverage downfield. A couple of Cal guys fall down, and he has to dump it off to Moss. Boy, that play was ugly from the outset, as Powell was among the Cal defensive backs who hit the deck after a collision downfield.
And again, that's a good job of playing zone defense. And what you're going to see is Cal getting out of there. These linebackers are going to get some depth here to take away the underneath routes, understand where the sticks are. You'll see 47 Nixon run deep. He has nowhere to go with the football except dumps off to Dewan Mouse, and Gustafson comes up and secures the tackle. Good, solid, fundamental defense playing a cover 2 against Michigan State's 3rd down offense.
Powell, who collided with James Bethea, his own guy in the backfield that time. Fair catch, a rarity these days in college football because of the halo rule. A flag is down now. It's a 31-yard punt as Powell decided to fair catch it.
31 yards.
Big Ten officiating crew, led by referee Bill Lamonier, talking things over. See if they pick this flag up.
Yeah, you got a discussion now. That's they have confusion with the halo rule. There's no confusion. Either he's in the 2-yard range or not.
2-yard radius foul on the kicking team. 5-yard penalty. First down.
So they get the 5 yards. Cal takes over the football again, leading number 15 Michigan State 7-0.
Someone's developed.
Emil Powell scored on a punt return earlier in this game and was the recipient of a halo rule violation here.
Yeah, and they call it on Demario Suggs. Now watch Demario. See, he's out of the way. His back's turned. He's not a threat, and he's more than 2 yards away. That's something where you got to have a little bit of leeway. I don't like the call. Give Cal another 5 yards. It's a tough call to make, but he's not even a threat to the returner. His back is turned to him. Plus, he was close enough to 2 yards. Keep the flag in your pocket.
Terrell Williams is now the tailback. That is a throw complete to Jeff McCarthy.
Roderick Nelson again is beating that block and comes up and makes a great play.
Let's go to Reese Davis. Reese.
All right, Pam, you know the MAC always seems to give the Big Ten trouble, but 0-6 against them this year. Northern Illinois trying to change that. Reverse! Dan Sheldon coming this way and looks as if he's going to score, but Scott starts, makes a great play, knocks it away. B.J. Tucker, and Wisconsin saves itself. So, sudden change, want to go deep. Brooks Bollinger? I don't think so. Randy Drew with the pick, but Northern Illinois is now just fumbled. Wisconsin's got it back, still 3-0.
What a ball game up in Madison. Got a good one here. Bowler, so much time. He throws into triple coverage. MacArthur can't gather it in. Roderick Nelson got a hand on it. Boy, that was a dangerous pass, Chris.
It is dangerous, and why it's dangerous? Because it's to the middle of the field, and it gave Nelson time to break on the football because Kyle Bowler's eyes never left his receiver. He's looking in here to throw right here in the middle of the field. Look at his head. His head's never waiting. He's waiting for his guy to get open. His head never turned to look for his first or second or third option. He tried to force it in with not one, but two, but three guys all around. I said, why did I do that? You're lucky you got away with that one.
Hey, Bowler has not thrown an interception all season long. Cal just 1 for 5 on third down. Same for the Spartans. 3rd and 12. And before the play is off, the officials have another thing to talk about. And that is because the Spartans have taken their second timeout. We'll be back. Smoker and company cooling off on the sidelines. Michigan State has had 2 great opportunities to score, Chris, in this game, but they've had 2 turnovers in the red zone.
It's not only that the 2 turnovers, Cal needs those to win this football game, but the 2 turnovers, like you said, came in the red zone, took points off the board for the Spartans.
And California has really done a terrific job. They're now +8 on the season in the turnover ratio. They were -17 last year. This is a 3rd and 12. Bowler gets away from Labinjo and then throws it towards MacArthur. He grabs it, but that is well short of the first down.
You know, there's an old saying, the more you can do, the better chance you got to stay in, especially in pro football. And Michigan State will do that with Mike Labinjo because he's lined up outside. He's coming in motion here with the receiver, and he finds a hole to blitz and he's getting pressure. Now, Bowler does a good job of stepping up and avoid it, but he's a good athlete. They like him as their best pass rusher, not only their middle linebacker.
Used to be an outside linebacker, now in the middle, as you said. Actually started his career here at Michigan State as a fullback, and has found a home now at middle back at Fredrickson's 4th punt. Boy, that just drives. Kavanaugh back, wants no part of it, and Cal is able to down it at the 1.5-yard line. Couple of questionable decisions so far for Kavanaugh.
Yeah, see, now Michigan State brought in a special teams coordinator this year to fix their special teams problems. Now they got to have a talk with Kavanaugh because you have to catch the football. And he already threw up he's telling the fans, look, the sun was in my eyes. Doesn't matter. Get in line. I got a list of problems we can all talk about. You catch the football.
66 yards on the punt by Fredrickson.
Fredrickson with a new career long as far as punts go. Here's our Aflac trivia question. Who is Michigan State's all-time leader in touchdown receptions? Charles Rogers has 17 coming in, but there's a few guys in front of him, including the #1 guy. We'll let you mull it over and have the answer later on in the game.
Pretty good pro athlete.
Danny Crossman is the new special teams coach they brought in. They had a horrible problem. They had 7 punts blocked last year. One reason why they brought in Crossman to be the special teams coach. But Kavanaugh's gaff has Smoker and company pinned back. Looking for Rogers. Powell able to get a hand on it.
Smoker's pass intended for Rogers.
Jamil Powell says, I got that one.
And he can thank Smoker for throwing the ball behind Rogers and throwing it on the line. Now this time, if you got again, I'm going to say this because the NFL is big on this. When you got a guy that can dunk a basketball any way you want it, you got to throw the ball up in the air a little bit, especially on the post. He's got one-on-one coverage. He hasn't beat inside, and you can't throw the ball behind. Throw it with some air and throw it to the inside, especially when there's nobody over here coming to help you.
2nd and 10 after that incompletion. But they hand it off up the middle. Hardly any room. Wangwu getting right up on Dewan Moss. Let's go back to Reese.
Pam, you and 3-6 have been talking about breakdowns in the kicking game. Arkansas State and Illinois. Mike Alexander to punt, and it is just swarmed under. McGill blocks it. Kendrick Jones picks it up for the touchdown, and the Fighting Illini rolling 17-0 in the second quarter. The Cadillac has scored for Auburn. Carnell Williams going in, and they are on top of Vanderbilt in a driving rain, 14-0.
Thanks, Reese. And boy, you've talked about it all season long, Chris. The special teams breakdowns and big plays, such a big difference in football. 3rd and 9. Smoker the shotgun out of his own end zone. Lots of pressure. A flag is down as that ball is thrown incomplete.
Yeah, he's not even looking for any other receivers right now. His eyes are on Smoker the whole time. Tully Banacane, who is driving Michigan State coaches Morris Watts. They're calling a safety, maybe. Let's see.
A hold in the end zone will mean a safety for the Bears.
Well, they all got the over-the-head prayer going. That means safety.
Holding occurred in the end zone. Play results in the safety.
Tully putting huge pressure on Jeff Smoker.
Well, you'll see right here what Tully can do is bring it with speed. Right there, beat him inside. And look, he's not down. He's going to keep crawling. He's going to keep crawling. There's guys getting hands up. Tully Banacane with second effort gets to the quarterback with great pressure.
So Banacane and the Golden Bears defense putting 2 more points on the board. Great shot inside of Spartan Stadium on a beautiful Saturday afternoon, but not beautiful so far for the Spartans, who were trailing 9-0 here in the second quarter. An offensive holding call in the end zone has given Cal a safety and a 9-0 lead over Michigan State.
Again, you know, it's amazing the pressure Cal was getting on Michigan State with just 4-man pressures. They're not forced to go to their zone or man blitz packages.
LaShawn Ward collects the free kick at his 15. Cal is short of great field position, and LaShawn Ward is still on his feet. He won't go down until he's inside the 30 of Michigan State, and the boos rain down. That was a 56-yard return.
And again, the one thing I want to emphasize, first of all, poor tackling, which you see week in and week out, but the California return team, guys are going to the next level. That means they're not looking to block behind the ball. So they got people sealed off. That's a great job of special teams play. Look at next level, next level, next level. Everybody's going to the next level to get blocks downfield. Nobody's blocking behind the play. And you see Ward just using great athletic ability and a little shiftiness in his hips. He looks like the hula dancers there. Nice job. Now he's going to come out and wants to catch some passes.
Right, Ward, a receiver for this team. Coming in, he talked about being on the same field as Charles Rogers and said he wanted the opportunity to show people that he could play football too, and he did on that run back. And Ward is going to throw it, nowhere to go, as the receiver, Brandon Hall, comes back nicely for it. There's some of that trickeration we're used to seeing from Cal. Here's Reese Davis.
Oh, Pammy breaking out trickeration early. Northern Illinois and Wisconsin. Look at the Huskies go for the cheese. Behold the power of cheese. Brooks Bollinger going in 7-3. They're late in the second quarter of that game. 21-0 Miami on top of Temple, but Bobby Wallace will not let his team lie down. Tornado Sharp slamming in. The Owls are on the board. It's 21-7 in the second.
All right, Reese, trickeration was big for Cal on the very first play of the season. They used it, and that time it didn't work. Incomplete, though, no harm. 2nd and 10. Bowler looking downfield for his tight end, Swoboda, just off of his fingertips.
Well, that's a matchup they want because they feel Swoboda can beat any linebacker in man-to-man coverage. That's a good call on the offensive side because they're going to get a matchup one-on-one with the linebacker and the tight end. He's going to try to beat him inside, and he does get him inside. There's no safety help. See, the safety left the field right there. He's got him. He delivers the ball where he needs to deliver inside. And my rule is, if you're a receiver and that ball touches your hands, you catch a football. It would have been a great catch, but you got to catch it. If you want to be a great football team, you make those catches.
Well, Swoboda had it right on the fingertips. 3rd and 10. Whistles, no play. The play clock had showing 0 right now.
They lined Igber out to the split end position away from the 2 wide receivers. It's called a flank position. We take the running back, put him out wide out, and they were going to try to run a split screen with Igbar.
Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down. Clock operator, please reset the game clock. 9:03. 9:03.
Want that second back on the clock. Now 3rd and 15.
Yeah, they're not going to go to that play anymore because there's guys in green and white shirts up here in this press box that saw the same play that I did, so they're going to come back with a different play. But they're a screen team, and they want to get the ball into the hands of Igbar because it makes some things happen.
Joe Igber, born in Honolulu, Hawaii. Very dangerous little offensive threat for Cal. Bowler likes to roll out to his left. Now looking right for MacArthur double coverage, and that is incomplete. Broderick Nelson down there.
It's all right there. They threw the ball only where his guy could catch it. If not, you throw it away. You got an opportunity now for a 51-yard field goal.
And Jensen is a guy, again, who missed from 47 earlier today. His career long is a 45-yarder.
Anytime you have a long field goal, that ball's going to be driven. That means it's going to be lower. So what you want to do is get hands up if you're up front. Penetration, hands up.
From 51 yards away, a little bit of wind at Jensen's back. And the Dane puts it through. A new career long for Mark Jensen, 51 yards, and Cal leads 12-zip.
Yeah, I know Rob Stone's excited about that. That was a great soccer kick. That was a corner kick that split the uprights.
Jensen.
Nice.
Jensen again, born in Denmark. He's 26 years old, and he is a married guy, one of the older guys on Cal. He's a grad student now, and he gets a new career long.
Mechanics are outstanding. Snap good, hold good, laces out Finkel, and he booms it from 51. That's a great kick. Got a nice little hook on there. Good plant. See, that plant foot was solid. Yeah, he's excited. Go home and tell your wife, honey, I kicked a 51-yarder today.
Knew it all along. Bowler was his holder on that play, and Cal now leads it 12-0. Aflac trivia question we asked you earlier: who is Michigan State's all-time leader in touchdown receptions? And he was a pretty good baseball player. Kirk Gibson, 24 touchdown catches when he played tight end here from 75 through 78. Charles Rogers has 17 touchdown catches in his 1 season plus 2 and almost a half games.
Yeah, people forget how good of a football player Gibby was. Toughest guy I know as a wide receiver.
He was a tough baseball player too, boy.
If that's possible.
Oh. It's all relative, right?
Yes.
LaShawn Ward will make it Jaron Hayes. A fumble. Michigan State puts it on the ground again. And he turns it over. 3rd turnover for Michigan State. Donnie McCleskey has been everywhere on special teams for the Golden Bears. He recovered the fumble.
Yes, he has. This is a great job. Now, Jaron Hayes is a freshman. He's got to hold on to that football. It's not high school sophomores tackling him. It's grown men tackling him. And again, it's a great job by McCleskey coming in, getting the strip, going to tackle the football. Good solid hit. Now guys swarming to that ball. That's how you get turnovers and create turnovers. Swarm to the football. Now Michigan State's defense needs to have a sudden change. They're over there putting their heads down. They got to come out and at least prevent Cal from getting a field goal attempt. Or hold Cal to getting a field goal attempt.
I have to give credit, too, to Michael Porter. He's the guy who got his hand in there to strip it in the first place because McCleskey recovered. First down from the 20 for the Golden Bears. Bowler play action. There's Igber in that little screen they like to run, but that is snuffed out big time for a loss by the Spartans. Here's Reese Davis.
Pam, you guys have seen how turnover can change the complexion of a game. 21-7, Miami on top of Temple, and Jason Gathers does not gather in the football. Temple bringing a hat, the other Leftwich. Terrence Leftwich recovers, and on the very next play, Tenardo Sharps breaking tackles against the Canes, and suddenly the Owls are within 7. It's 21-14.
Oh, here come the Temple Owls, only down by a touchdown as Miami tries to win in Philadelphia after a convincing win last week in Florida. 2nd and 15. Bowler being pursued by Labinjo just throws it away. Up near the people in the stands. Let's go down to Rob Stone.
Well, Pam, there is a northern feel to the Cal staff this year. Both Tedford and his offensive coordinator, George Cortez, spent their early years coaching in the Canadian Football League. Now, due to the different CFL rules and fields, the guys feel like they have a stronger ability and desire to spread the field and throw it more. Second and long situations, it doesn't really faze them, but they did admit when coming back to the States, they had to adjust their rushing game since it really wasn't much of a priority in Canadian football, but looks like their style is working well early, eh?
You know what you got to do here now. If you don't have the first down, you want to try to get some field position to give your kicker a little shorter kick for a field goal.
On 3rd and 15, Bowler under pressure, gets it underway to McConan, who makes a terrific catch inside the 5.
And they caught him man-to-man coverage, and they ran a pick route to McConan, and Bowler does a great job of throwing the ball all the way across his body. McConan stretches out. He knows the rule. He's listening. The ball touches the hands, you catch it. Right here, you'll see him. He'll lay out. Nobody's covering him. That's a great job. That's a great job of catching and concentrating on the football. A little bit lighter, it would have been 6, but he caught the ball. That's #1 rule.
That's it. Get your fingers on it, bring it in. That's a 20-yard gain. McConan is a transfer, played on the National Junior College champion City College of San Francisco team last year. 1st and goal, Golden Bears. Igber stutter steps right into Labinjo. Give him 1 on that. Again, this Cal team last year, 1-10. Their only victory came against Rutgers.
They struggled to win that one, but a lot of the same players, Pam. And it just goes to say, we said this in the opening, that attitude means a lot of things. First of all, it leads to success. And when you have success, that leads confidence. That's when you can go on the road against the Michigan States of the world and compete against them because of confidence. And that man right there, they believe in his system, Jeff Tedford, the head coach.
2nd and goal now. 3 wide receivers in for the Golden Bears, all to the right of Bowler. He's looking for one of them. That's McConan, who gets popped in the head. That's a penalty as McConan hangs on to it.
You're also going to have a defensive interference call right there because they ran a bunch route and a pick, and the receiver didn't even try to sell the route. He ran right into the defender. You got to just kind of you got to do your play acting. Get your Oscar award-winning performance. You're from California. You know what that is. Don't run into him. Go like you're going to make the catch. Yep, there it is.
They got the pick on that, and I'll tell you, Broderick Nelson, I thought might have gotten a penalty.
Right,
he just led with his elbow.
He led with his shoulder right there. I believe that was MacArthur. And Broderick Nelson, you got to wrap your arms, guys. Quit going for the knockouts. That's it, Mr. Stanley.
15-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Wow.
Yeah, he didn't try to sell it. He left with his shoulder. That's when, that's why I try to remind people that in football and all sports, a lot of times your rear end is your friend. Use your rear end.
Does that go for life, too, or just football?
It depends. It depends on your career choice.
That time not using the rear end properly, so the ball comes back to the 20 for Cal. Second and goal from the 19. play is a no-go. This Big Ten officiating crew has thrown a lot of procedure penalties so far.
Delay game.
And it's another delay against Cal.
Still second out.
So they're going backwards. We are in East Lansing, Michigan, where number 15 Michigan State is trailing California by the score of 12-0. Cal just picking up its 6th penalty. They've gone backwards for 58 yards so far. Cam Ward, Chris Spielman, and Rob Stone joining you. We've got a punt return, a safety, and a field goal. That accounting for all 12 of Cal's points. Michigan State has 3 turnovers. MacArthur almost banged into Bowler, who looks for Swoboda, and that's twice his tight end has been unable to bring in a pass that was on his fingertips. Let's go back to Reese.
Pam down in Clemson. Clemson and Georgia Tech, and the rain is 10-6 deep in the first half. Willie Simmons, oh, little boot. Willie's going to try to run it. No, he's not. Bobby Williamson, the redshirt freshman tight end, and the Tigers on top of Georgia Tech, 17-6. The Huskies of Northern Illinois keep hanging around. They've added a field goal. About to go to the half at Camp Randall at 7-6.
Wisconsin with its hands full. Michigan State, same here.
A little bit of nice hit there by Henry.
Cedric Henry playing. And Swoboda unable to bring it in. 3rd down. McConan, he brings in everything as he gets it at the 10. Boy, McConan has been stretching all over the field.
That's a great job by Kyle Bowler throwing it off his back foot. And he had the opportunity to throw off his back foot because Igbur nailed the blitzing safety coming inside right there. And watch McConan going to the highest point, catching the ball and securing the football. Now, you didn't get the touchdown, but you do have a better chance of a scoring opportunity. Now you have a 26-yard field, a 46-yard field goal.
That brings in Mark Jensen. We saw him hit a career-high 51 earlier here in the second quarter. This is a 27-yarder. Jensen just smacks that through. So California now extends its lead to 15-0 over Michigan State. Mark Jensen with 2 field goals make that, as he just knocked one home as Cal leads the Spartans 15-0, and boy, Michigan State has turned the ball over 3 times. The fans here at Spartan Stadium, not a whole lot to cheer about so far. Another sellout crowd, 21st straight sellout at Spartan Stadium, which seats over 72,000 people.
Jensen to kick off.
And Mark Jensen kicking off for the Golden Bears. Jaron Hayes. BJ Lovett back. That's Lovett with the football. And that will give Michigan State some breathing room as he is brought down at about the 33. We talked about the turnovers, Chris, and they have been the big story here for Michigan State. Getting into the red zone twice. First to Juan Moss. Can't handle the pitch. And then Jeff Smoker throws into double coverage. James Bethea with that pick.
Well, one of the turnovers right here in the kickoff return is that Cal got the ball in the red zone, which gave them a scoring opportunity. And the other turnovers where Michigan State was in the red zone, opportunity to put points on the board, come away with 0. Not good football.
So Bobby Williams' team subsequently finds itself down 15-0. It was a safety. Also, as Jameel Powell comes up and lays the licking on BJ Lovett.
Cal's defense has gone away from the man press coverage a little bit. Now they're coming with a little bit more zone because why they had success. And again, this is so important because it opens up your options as far as what you can do as a defensive coordinator and what you call that when you can get pressure with 4 guys, you don't have to run all your blitz packages and you have them in your back pocket when you can bring them out later.
That was only a 1-yard gain on that completion. Juan Moss, the lone tailback for Michigan State. Boy, Smoker looking just in the general vicinity of Rogers, who was well covered.
Intended for Rogers.
Nnamdi Asamoah among those on the coverage for Cal. Asamoah, one of several Nigerian Americans who have played in this California program Asamoah started 20 games for Cal over the last couple of seasons. His brother played corner at Stanford. And Stanford Cal, by the way, this is the 20th anniversary, 20 years now since the play. And the band
we got to work on
play.
we got to work on some form tackling on the Stanford band. That was horrible tackling. Nobody wrapped their tubas or trumpets, man.
Got to do that. And their rear end was not their best friend.
No.
20 years since that play happened. 3rd and 9. Smoker needs a play, and he gets one from Lovett. First down.
Complete to number 6, B.J. Lovett. Stopped by
That's a 12-yard gain
first down,
for Lovett.
That's good patience by Smoker, understanding where the blitz was coming from and attacking the side of the blitz. And seeing B.J. Lovett getting to the sticks and letting him get past the defenders and delivering the ball inside. B.J. Lovett's also a big target.
6'3". 4 catches coming into this game. This is Smoker's numbers. So finally gets a first down. Lots of time to find Rodgers, and he does, but the ball comes loose. Call it incomplete.
Yeah, that's 2 drops.
Pass intended for Charles Rodgers. Incomplete.
John Clotchy, the linebacker for Cal, is down on the field, writhing in pain after a collision near Rodgers.
They don't want to lose him, and what happened was that time for Michigan State, Eric Knott was underneath.
We'll be back. Welcome back to Michigan State. A capacity crowd watching the Spartans trail California 15-0 here in the second quarter. Coming up later today on ABC, a regional doubleheader, Washington State, Ohio State, the marquee game. Some of you will see that. Others will see Southern Cal and Colorado. Even more of you, Ole Miss and Texas Tech. Then at 8 Eastern, Nebraska and Penn State, or Texas playing in North Carolina as Mac Brown goes home to Carolina. Check your local listings or ESPN.com keyword ABC Sports for the games that will be seen in your local area.
A lot of test games for the Big Ten today.
And including this one. As Clotchy, that's great news for Cal as he's able to go up under his own power, the very important middle linebacker.
The starter, consistent player for them.
So he will take a seat. Marcus Daniels, his backup, is in for this 2nd and 10 play. And Daniels almost comes up with the pick. Boy, he came in for Clotchy and almost went to the house with that one, but first you got to catch it.
Yeah, he had a great break on the football. And why? Because see, these eyes never leave Lovett. They're staying on Lovett. And he threw the ball behind the receiver again. He's got to come to his 2nd and 3rd option. If Daniels, you got to bring that in, son. You get in a chance, you got a chance to make a play, make one. You knocked it down. That was good, but finish. You didn't finish. Clotchy will get healthy real quick if Daniels keeps making plays like that.
3rd and 10 after that incompletion. State just 2 for 7 on 3rd downs today. They have been 50% in their first 2 games, both wins. Plenty of time for Smoker, but no one's open downfield. Flags fly. That'll be a hold against Michigan State as Rodgers can't hold on to the pass.
Pass intended for Rodgers. Incomplete. Flag on the play.
Well, they're having their hands full with Tully Banta-Kane, who's just a natural pass rusher, not overly big. But a guy that, again, in playing in rooming and locker room by big, smelly offensive tackles, the one thing they worry about is guys that bring speed. Now, here's 73, Otney.
That's a hog tie.
Yeah, well, that's a nastiness, and that's okay. You don't do it in front of the referee, though.
It's okay just so nobody sees it.
They ran a nice little twist game and brought Banta-Kane underneath, matching it up with Otney. He had the edge on him. Beat a half a man. You can't beat a full man if you're Otney's size. So if you're Tully Banta-Kane, what you have to do is beat a half a man, which he did.
Banta-Kane said he learned a lot from Andre Carter, who left here a couple of years ago, left Cal a couple of years ago to go to the NFL. Said he learned some hand techniques on the bull rush, and it helped him there as he was held, and it's 4th and 10.
A lot of defensive linemen go to martial artists to learn their hand techniques. I know a couple martial arts guys that teach defensive linemen.
Daly, the Californian, to Jameel Powell. And he is brought down from behind. Mario Suggs on the tackle.
Mario did a good job of chasing that football down. He's been their most productive special teams player over the past few years, and a good contributor at corner.
Remember, Powell had that 90-yard punt return in the first quarter that gave Cal a 7-0 lead. And those are the first quarter points that Michigan State has given up all season.
So you got 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Decent field position. Start running to be a little bit more urgent with your offense right now.
They start this drive from the 33. Igber scooches forward for about 3. Let's go back to Reese Davis.
All right, Pam, Miami and Temple, 21-14 game. Ken Dorsey has his team on the move. Dorsey firing for ethnic sands in the end zone. He can't haul it in, so the Canes are going to have to try a field goal with Todd Severs. This is the kind of thing that happens for you if you're Miami and to you if you're Temple. Three-pointer, 24-14, Canes up at the half.
All right, Reese, so Temple hanging in there, down by 10 up in Philadelphia. Here it's a 15-point lead for Cal. Bowler, boy, that's a rifle, just a bullet in the direction of MacArthur, but incomplete.
Bowler's pass.
That's a good shot by Bowler to MacArthur.
Defended by 21.
An even better shot by Nelson, breaking on the football. Now Nelson had such a great break, they can come with a hitch and go. That was a hitch route. You see right here, Bowler's going to throw. He knows where the weakness is because Nelson's playing off, but he has such a great break on the football. He gets his arms on the football and knocks it out. Now they can set that up with a hitch and go, fake that. MacArthur will turn up the sidelines. If Nelson doesn't play disciplined coverage, it'll be a big play.
Maybe something to look forward to later in the game. Now 3rd and 5. Cal just 2 for 9 on 3rd downs. That's the tight end Swoboda for the first down.
Complete to number 82, Tom Swoboda.
Recognition of defense. That time DeMario Suggs went out to help out on a wide receiver. Again, Bowler sees the matchup that he wants with Swoboda on a linebacker. Linebacker's coming from way over here. It's difficult to cover a tight end if you're not closer to him in a 3rd and 5 situation when he has an option route. He has the option to go inside or outside. He saw the linebacker coming from the inside. He just breaks it to the outside, gets to the sticks, first down. Well executed. Man, that's execution.
Swoboda had 6 catches in the win against New Mexico State last week. First down, Bowler. MacArthur, his most consistent receiver all season, gets another first down for the Golden Bears. Reese Davis, they're moving it.
They are indeed, Pam. Coming up on the Saturn halftime report, the Hurricanes were all ready to downgrade to tropical depression status, and they've got to gather some more strength against Temple. And on a barometer day for the Big Ten, Michigan State not the only one feeling a little bit of pressure, and down in the stormy rains of Clemson, Georgia Tech, and the Yellow Jackets putting some points on the board. We'll see you at halftime.
Thank you, Reese. We'll look forward to joining you as well as Mayday. Mark May was Mark. He was an offensive tackle. Would he be a smelly old offensive tackle?
Not anymore. He used to be. Now he's a clean guy now.
Cleaned up his act. He's got the tie on. We'll see those guys in about a minute of playing time. Boy, Igber, another good job of picking up the rush, at least temporarily. Clifford Dukes coming in and sacking Bowler.
Bowler landed on his shoulder. Saw him rolling around in pain a little bit, but good pressure by Michigan State.
And that is the second, as a timeout is called by Cal, only the second sack by a Michigan State player this season, and Dukes has both of them. Let's go down to Rob Stone, who has something for us on the sidelines. Rob?
Well, Pam, this may be Jeff Tedford's first head coaching gig in the college ranks, but trust me, the NFL knows who and how talented he is. Why? Check out the list of quarterbacks he's recruited and tutored that were first-round draft picks. And we begin with current Seattle Seahawks quarterback Trent Dilfer, who calls Tedford one of the finest minds in all of football. Outside of Dilfer, there's also the #1 overall pick from Fresno State this year, David Carr. In the last 4 years, Tedford served as offensive coordinator at Oregon, where he tutored Achilles Smith, now at the Bengals. And this year's 3rd pick, Joey Harrington. All 4 were selected no later than 6th overall. His QB now, Kyle Bowler, was originally recruited by Oregon when Tedford was there, and he calls his arm the strongest of any of the QBs he's dealt with.
Shows you the kind of talent that Bowler has. Tedford himself was a pretty good quarterback at Fresno State, set some records there in '83. David Carr and Trent Dilfer helped take care of some of those records when they went in, but Tedford really has done just a terrific job. I mean, when you took a look at this game at the beginning of the year, you go Cal, Michigan State. You would think it was a mismatch, but this is just a totally different team with basically the same players.
Well, I can't emphasize enough what it is to have a system, stick with your system, but the system is much more effective, obviously, when the players buy into it. And he's done a great job of letting Cal players buy into the system this early.
And boy, so many of them talk about believing in each other. Cal giving up only its 3rd sack of the season, setting up the 2nd and 17. No pressure this time on Bowler. Going to the end zone for Ward, who trips, and that's a penalty. An interference call coming up against the Spartans. Robert Flagg was among those with the coverage. We get confirmation now of the interference.
Well, Robert Flagg, if you're free safety, look, you have a priority to play the football. Now, you have an opportunity to make a play on the football. You don't make one. There's a little hole right there, but see, he's not even playing the ball. He's going for the knockout shot. Go for the turnover.
First down.
See, to me, that's mental. You're free safety. That ball's in there. You go get that football. Don't worry about the knockout shot. You have a chance on the ball, make a play on the ball. And again, this keeps the ball for Cal and keeps him rolling. It's a good shot, but guess what? It doesn't count.
And it wasn't the trip that was called for it. It was that shot by Flagg right in the chops.
Go for the ball. See? Go for the ball.
So that penalty now puts it down on the 29-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Golden Bears. Bowler with Labinjo in his face, gets it off to MacArthur for another Golden Bears 1st down.
See, when you have a quarterback that can deliver the out-cut like that, it puts so much pressure on your corners because they have to play off. And not only is he delivering the out-cut on, delivering it with speed. That ball is not floating out there. The corner can't break up and make a play in a cover 3 zone, which Michigan State was in.
Cal takes its 2nd timeout. Want to make sure they have everything set as they have the ball now on the 14-yard line. 28 seconds left to go here in the 1st half. Needless to say, a huge possession, not just for Cal, but boy, if Michigan State gives up a TD, they're down 22 at the half. Tonight, College Game Day Scoreboard presented by Suzuki comes your way at 7 Eastern. Then stay with us. Florida State and Maryland on ESPN, brought to you by the U.S. Postal Service. Chris Ricks and number 5 Florida State come into good old College Park and Bird Stadium. For more on our upcoming games, log on to ESPN.com. Keyword is schedule. And Ricks last year did some things against Maryland. It's Maryland's only loss in the regular season.
You're going to have your tortoise shell on tonight. You're a Terp graduate.
Yeah. I tried that with Notre Dame a couple weeks ago, so I'll just be on the airplane and hope for the best.
You know, I want to emphasize again what a great throw that was by Bowler. Why? Because he had Labinjo in his face, so he's not being able to follow through. But it shows the strength of his arm. And to delivering the outcut, he's throwing fastballs. He's not throwing changeups out there, which is just a great throw. That's a big time throw by a big time quarterback.
Jeff Tedford, one of the things he worked on with Bowler besides his head, the confidence, because this is a guy who was sacked almost 100 times.
Yeah, that's crazy.
In the first 3 years. He's only been sacked 3 times so far this season. Total yards piling up for the Golden Bears. That's Ward in motion. They pitch it to him. He's throwing back to Bowler. And Bowler goes in for the touchdown. More trickeration, that time 14 yards and the score.
Well, he's got a bunch of them. Jeff Tedford has a bunch of them. That's well executed. Bowler does a nice job of becoming a wide receiver and doing some damage after he catches the football and makes a great move to get in the end zone. We'll see right here now. Ward says that Charles Rogers, he's a great player, but don't forget about me out here at Berkeley. And there's Bowler showing good hands. Nice route. Adjust. And watch that. There's a little shake and bake. He's been working with Joe Igber.
Look at that.
Joe taught him that.
Jason Harmon just tackling air as Bowler goes by him for the touchdown. His 2nd catch of the year. Mark Jensen with the extra point. Can you believe it? Cal leading number 15 Michigan State 22-0.
Yeah, Pam, now this was set up because remember earlier in the game they ran a reverse pass where Ward was going to throw the ball, but he threw it to the right side of the field where he took the handoff. They set this up, but with Bowler running out, the quarterback running in the flat, there's that nice little move and protects the football. See, that's fundamentally sound football. When it takes the hit, quarterbacks know to put 2 hands on the ball so you don't fumble.
So Kyle Bowler has a touchdown catch and Charles Rogers doesn't in this game. And the scoring offense, Michigan State coming in with convincing victories. They beat Eastern Michigan 56-7, took out Rice 27-10, and they got nada against Cal.
Right there, Bobby Williams last week versus Rice went into halftime and basically called his team out. Now he's going to go in this halftime again, and he's going to. I wish we had a camera in there to hear what he's going to say because the one thing he emphasized to us in the meeting, that his team didn't play with any sense of urgency. And guess what? That problem has not been fixed. There was no sense of urgency when the Spartans came out. They're kind of flat. This is a game of celebration, man. Play with fun. Have fun.
They were hoping to keep Cal from getting off to a fast start. It's 22-0. Another fumble by Michigan State. And California. Jason Bradley had the kick return. And the Cal guys say they have it, and don't you know, the guys from Berkeley are right.
Yeah, Mike McGrath delivered a knockout shot. I mean, that was a beautiful hit. Something that I get excited about because he put his helmet on the football. You'll see him come in right here. Jason Bradley, there's McGrath running down like a wild man. Look, he knows his role. Bam! Helmet right on the ball. Nice. Now get up, find the ball. And here's Cal Bears running the football. Again, Johnny on the spot. Turnovers. If you want to win, create turnovers. And Cal's done it all year. They've done it again today. They got ticked off last year being 114th or 100 millionth in the country in turnover margin. They're making up for all for it in one game.
Second to last year, -17. They have 4 turnovers plus a safety today. Bowler towards McConan. That falls incomplete, and a late flag is down. Right by Bowler. That one was thrown.
Duke's hitting late.
Bowler's pass intended for McConan. Incomplete.
Michigan State showing obviously some frustration, trailing by 22 with 6 seconds left to go in the half.
You know, mental errors now. And you can't let your frustration get to you. And why? Because look, that's could cost you points. Again, you're creating field position.
Roughing the passer, a slam to the ground, half the distance to the goal, automatic first down.
You got 6 seconds to go, so what you want to do is throw a 3-step drop, throw it to the end zone, throw it to the corner. Either your guy or nobody gets it. If not, you'll still have time to get the field goal, or you come out with the field goal team right now. But 6 seconds, that gives you time to run a 3-step drop to the end zone if you want it.
But instead, Jeff Tedford being conservative for a change.
Yeah, that's all right. Take the points.
Bringing in Mark Jensen, who has already hit 51 and 27. This one is from 32 yards out. Jensen continues to be spot on for Cal. 25-0. The Golden Bears, winners of 1 game last year, up on number 15 Michigan State, 25-0 at the half. Here's Rob Stone.
Coach, you wanted to set the tempo at the beginning of the game. How do you get that momentum back in the second half?
Well, you know, we got to get in here and get these guys settled down. Obviously, you see we're not playing very well right now. Everything is at, you know, pretty much what we've done ourselves. So we just got to get it corrected and come back and you know, try to close the gap in the second half.
Coach, we appreciate your time. Thank you. Pam, we'll send it back up to you.
All right, Bobby Williams trying to keep calm, but Michigan State is down 25-0 at the half to Cal. Here's Reese Davis and Mark May with a Saturn halftime report. Reese? Lansing, Michigan, where at the half, number 15 Michigan State is trailing the Golden Bears of Cal 25-0. Michigan State committing 4 turnovers in that first half. So Cal now is +10 on the season in the turnover ratio category, which is amazing. What can Michigan State do, Chris, in the second half to get back?
First of all, they got to protect the football. That's obvious. Now they're going to become one-dimensional. They got to start throwing the ball and look to score early. 25 points is a lot of points to make up in one half, but they have the potential to do it with Smoker and Rogers.
Smoke and fire have been sort of snuffed out so far in this game. Remember, they were trailing last week 10-7 at the half against Rice and came back to win at 27-10. They shut him out in the second half. This is Jaron Hayes as flags fly. Hayes is stopped at the 26-yard line.
Got a block in the back. Another mental error. Thomas, right? Hit him in front. If you see their name, don't hit them.
That is a 6th penalty against Michigan State.
See right here, come in. See, don't hit him. Get your head across, or block with your body. Throw your hands up, and you can hit him in the back. They'll never call it.
On the return, half the distance to the goal. First down.
So exactly what Michigan State did not want. That's to be pushed back before they even get going here in the second half.
Yeah, if you're going to block somebody in back, throw your hands up in the air like you're trying to avoid contact, but actually make contact, and you will. I'm not telling you how to cheat. I'm telling you how to get an edge. That's how you're able to block somebody in the back without getting called for it.
Which is sort of cheating.
I call it finding a way to win.
Being a competitor, getting it done. You can get away with it. 1st and 10 after that penalty, puts the ball back to the 9, Michigan State. Moss, the only running back who had a carry in the first half. That's a good start as he gets the first down, bowling his way up to the 28. A couple of moments ago, Rob Stone caught up with Cal head coach Jeff Tedford.
Coach, you know Michigan State can't play that poorly again in the second half. What did you tell your men to keep their focus?
Well, just that we're 30 minutes away, and we know they're going to come out and play very hard, and we have to put 2 halves together. We're in great shape. We've worked hard, and we just need to put halves back to back right here.
A lot of teams in this situation would kind of play defensively to hold on to that lead. Strategically, how do you keep your men to mentally keep pushing for more?
We're just going to do that as coaches. We're going to push them. We're going to call the plays. We're going to get after them on defense and attack on special teams. So we're not going to change anything from the first half.
Coach, we appreciate your time. Good luck.
Moss picking up 4 yards on that carry. And Tedford, a very even guy. We talked to him earlier in the week. Very even keel, trying to keep his players on that same kind of Berkeley wavelength.
Yeah, a lot of times coaches will reflect the attitude of their team. We talked about the confidence, but he believes in himself. He believes in his system, and his emotions don't get the best of him. He keeps an even keel, so there's no panic one way or the other.
2nd and 6 after the Moss carry. Give it to Moss again. And Dewan runs out of running room in a hurry, and that'll bring up 3rd down after a gain of 3.
Yeah, they're getting great run support from Burt Watts. That's the 2nd tackle he made in as many plays and what it's doing. There's Klachi limping off again. He's got that sprained knee. I give him credit for trying to go, but you don't want to be a man that can't run. If you can't run, you can't play. But Burt Watts is the free man on an 8-man front. He's coming up and making plays for 1- and 2-yard gains. That's solid, strong safety play.
And Watts has certainly been a team leader for Cal. Good tackler, one of these guys who lives in the film room and has, again, been one of the leaders here. 3rd and 4. 4 receivers. Smoker alone in the backfield. Looking for Rogers, and he gets him for the first down. Camille Powell on the coverage.
Yeah, Powell's playing off Rogers. Smoker recognized that on 3rd and 4. They're going to run a slant route to him because of the blitz. You'll see it. All he's going to do is run a slant. He knows he has room. He's just going to run inside there, get to the sticks. Now he's securing the catch. Remember now, he had 2 drops in the first half. Normally you won't see that. That time, now Michigan State staying with their game plan, but they're spreading the field a little bit. A lot of one-back stuff. Now they're coming out with 2. But for that whole series there, they had one-back offenses.
Rogers had 3 catches in the first half in addition to those 2 drops for 67 yards, including a 31-yarder, but turnovers just killing this team. David Richard, the freshman from St. Louis, gets his first carry. Very excited about Richard. Bigger guy at 6'1", 230. Guys have a tendency to bounce off of him, so he spells Dewan Moss on that carry. There's a good look at David. He had 93 yards against Eastern Michigan in the season opener, including a 38-yard touchdown run. He was a USA Today All-American as a high school senior. 2nd and 5. Give it right back to Richard, and he finds a little daylight and another first down for the Spartans.
Stopped by 33, Paul Ugenti.
That's good patience by a freshman running back right there. Ugenti's got to hold his position. He's the contained man. That means you don't get beat outside. You'll see him right there. He sneaks inside there a little bit. He's got to stay outside. There's good patience and a little shake and bake. Ugenti gets him down, but he's got to hold better position. When you're contained, you're as wide as the widest.
Richard continues in that backfield. Goebel is the fullback in front of him. Play action, they're going to look for Rogers, and he gets away from Asamoah. A big gain for Michigan State. 30 yards.
Yeah, by formation, what they did is they isolate Asamoah against Rogers. And Rogers is going to run a fake. He's going to run to the post. Then he's going to break it out to the corner. Oswald fell down. Rogers secures the catch. That's a great ball by Smoker. Now, they did that by formation right there. You see him fall, get up, don't quit on the play, that's it. Smoker delivered the football, and they isolated by formation. He was the only wide receiver in the ball game. If you're a safety, you want to start leaning to him a little bit.
Rogers now 105 yards on 5 catches, his 7th straight 100-yard game. That extends his own school record. That one is completed to Zeal Kavanaugh for a short game. Let's go back to Reese.
All right, Pam, checking on a couple games that are fairly tight. Northern Illinois and Wisconsin. Northern Illinois turned it over for the 4th time on the day, and Anthony Davis, who's been bottled up all day, squirts into the end zone. 17-9 now. Wisconsin on top, and Georgia Tech creeping closer. A.J. Suggs to John Paul Fossey is 24-13 in Death Valley.
Reese's Clemson tries to go to 2-1 on the season. Again, we will be in Madison next week as Coach Mack, John Makovic, brings Arizona into Madison. Current drive has already gone 76 yards. 3rd time that Michigan State's been in the red zone, and they're 0 for 2. And that one is popped up into the air. Terrific pressure. Nixon, the linebacker, coming in.
Both Nixon and Ugenta coming in. Now, what you want to do if you're an offensive line, you want to protect the inside gap. Make their pass rushers come from the farthest or outside to get rid of the football. See, there's an open hole. There's a jailbreak inside there. Very difficult to throw the ball with a face mask in your face mask. Nixon sneaking through there. Michigan State's got to seal the inside, make the rusher come from the outside, which is a longer distance to go to get to the quarterback.
And Nixon, 6'1", 220, kind of a safety-sized body, playing a linebacker spot. Good play there, and that forces a 3rd and 8.
Right there. Matched up man-to-man.
Powell on Rogers. Who wins the battle? It's Rogers for the touchdown.
Automatic Cam. I mean, you don't have to be an ex-linebacker to recognize where they're going to go with that football.
So Charles Rogers has now tied that NCAA record that we told you about.
Yeah, again, he knows where he's going. I know where he's going. The whole world that understands football knows where he's going because this young man can't stay with him. They've proven that the second play of this, or the second play prior to that play.
Rogers will get now another game with the touchdown reception. Rayner's extra point is good. Michigan State finally capitalizing on a red zone opportunity. They got Rogers where they wanted him, one-on-one with Powell, and Rogers won the battle.
Brought to you by Acura. Experience the performance today at your local Acura dealer.
Welcome back to Michigan State, where finally the fans have something to cheer about. A 91-yard touchdown drive capped by a 15-yard pass, Jeff Smoker to Charles Rogers. That is a touchback, and Cal will take over on its 20.
Well, we're going to show you what Jeff Smoker sees right here. I'm going to stop it right here because these are safeties coming up. See, there's nobody help deep there. So when there's nobody deep, what's going to happen is Rogers is going to beat him on a slant. You got to take away the inside and just run to the post. They beat him on the play two plays previous. They're going to come back to it because there's not a guy in the country that can consistently stay with Charles Rogers man-to-man. But there was no help deep. That's an automatic call. That's why we're able to say it from up here before the play happened.
Which begs the question, why do you even try to cover him one?
You don't. You don't.
1st and 10 now as Michigan State tries to keep Cal at bay. Bowler with Labinjo in his face, puts one up for McConan, and that is picked off. Intercepted by Jason Harmon with the big assist to Labinjo.
Yeah, Labinjo's been getting in there all day, and Jason Harmon this time doesn't go for the knockout hit, but what's he go for? He goes for the football. He's playing deep coverage. He's going to help his people out over here. You see Labinjo again beating his man, getting pressure, forcing a high wobbling duck, and Harmon playing a free safety like he should play a free safety, playing the football instead of the man, making a great play.
And it's the 2nd interception of the season for Harmon as Bowler goes over and tries to explain what he was trying to do to Jeff Tedford.
I don't know if Jeff is buying it, though. When a coach walks away while you're mid-explanation, he's not going to buy it.
Michigan State has already scored on its first possession of the second half, and they're staying with Richard as the tailback, and he's going to lose a yard.
Stopped by 48. Khalid Benton.
One thing, too, that Cal has to deal with now, Chris, John Clotchy, it's very integral. Middle linebacker, Clotchy out for the rest of the game with a sprained left knee, so Marcus Daniels steps into that middle linebacking spot.
And don't be surprised now. I think the man coverage is gone for Cal. They got to stay in zone. They got to help with Charles Rogers.
There's a shot at Clotchy looking disappointed on the sidelines. 2nd and 11. Plenty of time for Smoker to his favorite receiver, Rogers, right at the first down marker.
See, now there's the threat. And all of a sudden those DBs say, maybe I don't want to break on that ball as fast as I should because Rogers does have the ability to go deep. The one thing Charles Rogers showed me was his ability to come back for the football, especially on a deep in route.
So 7 catches for 132 yards and a touchdown for Charles Rogers. 1st and 10 from the Cal 46. Rogers all by himself on the right side, working against Asamoah. Good coverage that time by the Cal defenders. Jeremy Drake, the free safety, helping out.
Well, here's what they did this time. They walked Jeremy Drake up to the line of scrimmage. They understood that Rogers was the only wide receiver in the ballgame. They were successful in the last series running that same play. Now Drake will take off, and he's just going to turn his back. You can't see him on the film, but he'll turn his back and start running at Rogers. Now you have your double coverage that you were talking about. Get a break on the ball, and if you're going to throw it into double coverage, which I don't mind with a guy like Charles Rogers, put the ball up high. They faked the blitz, they turned and ran him right to Charles Rogers on the snap of the ball.
So Drake, backup free safety from Diamond Bar, California, helping out there. Smoker, incomplete, as he was looking for Rogers. We're looking for Reese Davis.
And you found me wide open, Tammy, and Illinois is finding the coast clear against Arkansas State, too. Morris Virgil spelling Antonio Harris, and Morris found himself a running alley. He's going to go 69 yards to the house of the Illini on the winning track for the first time this season. They're up 45-7.
Thank you, Reese. That's Illinois going with Butcher today, and so far so good for the Illini, who struggled in the rain at Southern Miss last week. 3rd and 10. Out of the shotgun for Smoker, and there is a flag. Out of jump.
You can't get back if you make contact. There's no excuse for that tilted nose to move because his face is right on the ball. He's about 2 millimeters from the ball.
Offside defense with contact.
Now,
5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
yeah, you forfeit your right to get back if you do make contact.
Daniel Wangwu, senior nose tackle.
Who's had a good, solid game, by the way. He's been strong against the run.
He violated a 2 millimeter space there, and that has gone now to a 3rd and 5. 4 receivers for Smoker. Moss is his running back. He's able to skip away from trouble. Flags fly as Smoker slides for the first down, but we'll check out the flag.
Yeah, I think you got a holding call right here.
Over the 35-yard line. Flag of the play.
You got it, Chris. A hold, and that will come back. Michigan State going to try again.
Yeah, it came from the line judge, and what you'll see is the Cal defender who gets pressure. Right there, see, there's holding right there. Anytime his shoulders get turned, they're going to call holding.
10 yards. 3rd down.
Josh Gustavson was the guy who was tackled in effect in the backfield. So
Josh got good pressure, and his shoulders got turned, and that's kind of an indicator for head linesmen to go ahead and be able to throw that flag when their shoulders are turned like that.
So that erases the first down run by Smoker and brings up a 3rd and 15 for Michigan State.
If you're Michigan State, you're thinking about 4 downs here. So you don't need to get it all here.
3 receivers to the right of Smoker, including Rogers, who is split wide right. And that's who he's going for. First down catch, a flag down in the Michigan State backfield.
Charles Rogers. Stop by Jamil Hall. Flag of the play.
Personal foul against the Bears.
Yeah, now when you lose a middle linebacker who's your starter, he understands what it is to be 3rd and 15. You have to be able to get depth as a middle linebacker and understanding your sticks. When guys cross in front of you, that's a diversion. Here you'll see the roughing the pass. There's a nice shot. Now Gustavson, let him go, man. Now you're going to see the route right here. He's going to run it deep in. He knows what his sticks are. He's a veteran. Now, if you're a middle linebacker, you have to get your depth. You can take that away and force a high throw, possibly to one of your safeties. But if you don't get depth, they're going to throw it all day. And you can't ask your corner to cover an in when he's on the outside position on the man coming across the field.
Rodgers with his 8th catch, now for 151 yards. Tack on the penalty. It's 1st and 10 from the 17. Moss, not much going on the right side. California led this game at the half 25-0. Michigan State scoring on its first possession of the second half. Capped it off with a 15-yard touchdown pass. Rodgers catching that from Smoker. They're driving again.
Now California's been on the field. Their defense has been on the field the whole 3rd period now. Hands are going on hips in between plays. Sure indicator.
Smoker out of the shotgun. 3 receivers to his left, 2 to his right. That one is complete to Kavanaugh, working against Bethea for another Spartan first down.
Complete to number 82, Neil Kavanaugh.
13-yard gain. Smoker now 7 for 10 here in the second half.
Yeah, Morris Watson saying, okay, we're going to open it up a little bit. We're going to change formations on you guys and see what you do. They're starting to spread the field, getting rid of the ball quick. That time, Smoker did a good job of finding his open receiver. He had his choice of 3. Everybody did all ins, or all slant routes, which they call. Kavanaugh was the guy that was left open because the corner was playing off. Smoker recognized, delivered the ball.
Kavanaugh backed up Charles Rodgers at split end last year. Emerging now as a solid number 2 guy, as a starter. Moss for a little game. Let's go back to Reese Davis.
Pamela, thank you very much. Northern Illinois and Wisconsin. Michael Turner down 17-9, and the Huskies are in the house again. They went for 2, didn't get it. It's a 2-point game, 17-15. Baumann trying to move the Badgers now.
Thank you, Reese. I don't know about going for 2 that early. I'm not a fan. I know it's a 4th quarter, but I'm like, when you get a chance to get a point, get a point. I agree with Mark May. I know he makes that point a lot.
Yeah. That's the coach's call.
Unless you need it, I don't like it. I'm not the coach. 2nd and goal now. 3 tight ends in for the Spartans, including Knott. He's in motion. Smoker looking for Knott and actually looking in the end zone for Randall.
Wow.
Another tight end for the touchdown.
A great job of concentrating on the football.
Jason Randall did not have a catch in the first 2 games of the season. He has 2 today, including that 2-yard touchdown. And Michigan State is back in this football game.
Got to make your point here. Don't take it for granted.
1 for 1 with Rayner. Splits it through. The first half was all Cal. The second half has been all Spartans. 2 touchdowns. They forced a turnover. Jason Randall finds the end zone for the first time this season. We're back on the campus of Michigan State University, where the Spartans inside Spartan Stadium have scored 2 touchdowns in the 3rd quarter. This one, Smoker to Randall.
Yeah, you'll see Smoker coming out here now. He's going to roll to his right. He's going to have a run-pass option. He sees Randall sneaking out into the corner route. Wendell Hunter does a nice job. He just didn't get his hands on the ball. Randall stays with the play, concentrates, and brings the ball in. His 2nd reception of the day and the year. Makes that one count.
Good job by Randall to hold on to that. Mostly known as a special teams guy in his freshman year last year, now trying to make a mark as a tight end. LaShawn Ward bringing back the kick. Gets a block from Brandon Hall, but is tripped up just past the 30-yard line. Jeff Smoker in the first half, not very spectacular as you see. The second half numbers much better. He's only misfired on 3 passes, 2 of them for touchdowns. One we saw to Randall earlier in the half. He found Charles Rogers for a 15-yard score.
It seems to me like he's just letting it rip. He said, you know what, I'm not going to worry about making mistakes. I'm just going to throw the ball. He's relaxed. And nothing to lose. You're down 25-0. You know the ball game's in your hands. You got to be efficient and where you throw it. And thus far, he has been.
Meanwhile, Kyle Bowler in the second half threw an interception on Cal's only possession. See how the Bears respond. Zips that one out to Jeff MacArthur, makes a nifty little move and gets up close to the first down marker.
Yeah, that's called a smash corner route, and MacArthur runs a smash route. That means he's going to come out and sit down. Bowler does a good job delivering, and what I liked about that was MacArthur didn't go down to get that ball. He used his hands to bend over. He didn't have to go to the ground. Watch, this is a great catch right here. Very difficult. See that? Knowing he's going to get hit, didn't go down and able to turn upfield. Now, what I like there is he closed by protecting the football with 2 arms, knowing that 3 guys were going to hit him. That's a nice job, Jeff MacArthur.
6 catches for him. He led Cal in receiving yards as a freshman, only had 336 of them, which showed you how sort of miserable their year was. And again, he missed last year with an injury. Igbert shuffles his way forward for 3.
Joe Igbert, number 20 in the ball carrier.
Thomas Wright making the stop from the strong safety position.
Cal doesn't want to be in a hurry to run their plays. They want to run time off the clock. It's important that even if they don't get a score, this is an important series for them, not only by controlling the football, at least giving their defense a break. So they don't come out and have hands on hips. Hands on hips means tired. See, he's got hands on hips, but he's mad, not tired.
Oh, that's the mad hands on hips.
Yes.
Jeff Tedford, the head coach, who told Rob Stone right at the half that they were just going to go with business as usual here in the second half. 2nd and 7, play clock. Winding down, but Bowler gets it off in time. Igbert tries to turn the corner and does for the first down.
Igbert, the ball carrier.
It's a 13-yard gain for the nifty little back.
Now, Mandarino, the fullback, does a great job of logging. Now, logging, I'm going to tell you what logging is. When you trap block, that means you kick somebody out. When you log block, that means you get on their outside shoulder and kick him in. Rod Stanley gets caught up inside. See that? See how he logged him? See how he got his outside shoulder upfield? Enough time for Igbert to get outside and find positive yards. But again, fundamentals in football, if you're a young running back out there, when a hit's coming, you know you're going to take your shots, cover the ball with 2 hands. That's what all Cal players are doing today.
Protecting the ball, and with that carry, Igbert now is 6th place in Cal history as far as rushing yards are concerned. Well over 2,200 now, 2,200 yards, and Igbert again follows that up.
59, Clifford Dukes on the tackle.
Clifford Dukes tackles him after a few yards. Get a 5-yard gain.
I like the play selection because you're going back to your run. When you threw the ball all first half, now you're going back to your run, and it sends a message to your offensive line and saying, hey guys, I believe in you. And plus, when you run the ball effectively, you get 4 or 5 yards a pop, you do start to set up your play action.
3 receivers in this time, all coming to the left of Kyle Bowler. Keeps it himself.
Bowler on the keeper.
Picks up about 3.
Michigan, I'm sorry, Pam. Michigan State jumped into their bear defense, or what they call a 46 look. They put Labinjo over the tight end. It's a man-to-man coverage. Good call to run the option against that coverage.
Monquiz Wedlow, the strong side linebacker from Saginaw, is down. They'll check on him, and we'll come back to East Lansing, Michigan State, down by 11.